Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NS Champ 7 Power Boxing Series at nschamp7.com, back at you again with a preview of the upcoming main event matchup going down on March the 30th in Las Vegas, Nevada. As the WBO junior middleweight champion, Australian's own 29-year-old Tszyu, whose 24 wins, 0 defeats with 17 knockouts, makes his U.S. debut with the title defense against the former unified world welterweight champion, 35-year-old Keith one-time Thurman, whose 30 wins, 1 defeat, which, by the way, was a split decision loss at the hands of Hall of Famer Manny Pacquiao back in 2019. Now, since then, Keith has had only 1 fight in 4.5 years. And that was a unanimous decision win over the now current welterweight contender, Mario Barrios. So the obvious edge in this match goes to Tszyu, who is used to fighting at the bigger weight, has been the more active fighter, having 3 fights in 2023, and has displayed punishing punching power as he clearly beat up all 3 of the opponents, stopping 2 out of the 3. Now, this makes a champion usually come into his upcoming match, such as this, with his confidence being sky high, and he was already having his sights set on unified world junior middleweight champ Jr.Middle. Now, a little personal note here. As a trainer who believes that to do the best in monumental challenges, this is definitely that type of challenge for Thurman, you must first prepare yourself to be your best for the monumental challenge. So, one has to wonder, why would you come out of such long inactivity, move up in weight, face one of the best boxer punchers in that higher weight class, without not even 1 tune-up match? Now, I obviously don't know Thurman personally, but just to pose a hypothetical to you fans out there, what about this? If the match is a cash-out fight, meaning Keith knows he's at the end of his career and needs a huge payday, why not maximize your name and fame, being a former world champion? Also, he beat some pretty good world champions in the likes of Robert the Ghost Guerrero, Sean Showtime Porter, and Danny Swift Garcia. Well, take 2 tune-ups and get the most money that you can possibly get for each one, then face Tszyu, having 3 paydays under your belt, plus eliminating your ring rust, making you sharper and more capable for pulling off the upset over the younger, active, and bigger champion. As it stands now, Keith appears to be just a tough stepping stone for the rising young champion, who is looking to prepare himself for bigger challenges to conquer, such as either the Charlo brothers, Terrence Bud Crawford, who's moving up to Jr.Middle, and Virgil Ortiz Jr., who has called Tszyu out, and he's already moved up to Jr.Middle, as well as if he gets past those guys conquering the middleweight division. Now, of course, Thurman has a puncher's chance as he's had 22 knockouts in his 30 wins, but those were against welterweights. His biggest asset will probably have to be the same type of intestinal fortitude and confidence, reminiscent of the great Sugar Ray Leonard, who he also had about 1 fight in 4 years, and that at welterweight. He faced a similar task when he pulled off what was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history up to that time, which was 1987, when he narrowly beat a dominant middleweight champion who's another Hall of Famer, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Now, in that particular the scenario around that fight, most of the critics and experts predicted that Ray Leonard wouldn't go past 9 rounds. So, barring a historical repeat, my early prediction here is a late round stoppage in favor of WBO junior middleweight champion Tszyu. But in the meantime, I'll be checking out any behind-the-scenes secrets as well as training camp activity leading up to the fight card, which also features the return of a Cuban-American and WBA middleweight champ, Erislandy Lara, who's also coming off a long layoff, and in his case, 21 months. Now, he's doing that to defend his title against the second Australian on the card, Michael Zarafa, who actually is the type of opponent Thurman should be facing. And if you check out his record, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Another co-main event which has the potential to be the most exciting and explosive is Rolando Raleigh Romero with the big right hand and the big mouth to match against the relentless pressure of Isak Pitbull Cruz. Now, both these guys are coming off lackluster wins. However, I believe that this will be a definitive statement win for whoever comes out on top because both can punch. So, that's my take on this one, folks. But don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, click the like and notification button and subscribe to NS Champ 7 Part Boxing Series at nschamp7.com.